Well, we're going into this election with both parties holding 12 seats and one independent. The CLP, to get into government, needs to win one seat, which is an easier task than Labor to get into majority, which is to gain a seat off the CLP when there aren't really many there to be gained. The current hung parliament was produced by Alison Anderson, changing party in the last 3 years, and that's left the current parliament finely balanced. Now, a government that's been there for 11 years tends to have a swing against it, which is why everyone said it's very hard for the Labor Party to win a fourth term. But on the other side of it, there's been no sort of compelling issues in this campaign to generate a big swing to the CLP either. That's why, and without opinion polls, and we don't have polls up here, everyone's been guessing around as to what might be going to happen, and that's why everyone keeps saying too close to call. It's not because it will be close. I think it's because basically no one really knows what the result will be.
Where is the CLP most likely to pick up that extra seat that they do need?
Well, probably the two key seats to watch are Nightcliff and Johnson. They're in the northern suburbs of Darwin, and both of those seats have retiring Labor members. The Northern Territory electorate's only 5,000 voters each, and so a sitting member can get a substantial personal following, 5–10% above the normal level of party vote. And once that sitting member retires, often the seat is up for grabs. And the CLP have put a lot of effort into those two seats, the surrounding Darwin seat of Daly, and of course some of those outback seats have seen a lot more contest at this election. The CLP have put a lot more effort into picking Indigenous candidates, campaigning in Indigenous issues, and issues like the new shires, which have come in recent years and upset some people in the Indigenous communities. So we might see the outback seats play a role this time for the first time in many, many years. But essentially most Northern Territory elections are decided in the northern suburbs of Darwin, often on municipal issues rather than the big national issues that everyone expects. So I think we'll be waiting for all those votes to come in over the next 2 to 3 hours. If it is close, we'll be here all night. If it's a little bit more clear-cut, we'll know soon.
Well, we saw Labor swept from power in Queensland. Federal Labor is also facing its own challenges. Is this likely to work against the Northern Territory Labor Party?
No, I think brand Labor is a problem for the Henderson government, and clearly they've avoided calling themselves a Labor government. They've been talking about the Henderson team. But the Northern Territory is a long, long way away from the rest of the country. I mean, for a start, nobody reads the front page of The Australian first thing in the morning in Darwin because it doesn't arrive till the afternoon. So they get their news from local sources. They get a lot of local issues in these small electorates. I wouldn't say you can't judge the rest of Australia based on what happens in Darwin. The Queensland government and the New South Wales government were both deeply on the nose. I don't think the Henderson government is nearly as unpopular as that, and I don't think the Gillard government is in the mind of the Northern Territory voters enough to be able to say that's what's driving this election. It'll be decided on local issues, no doubt. Everyone will look at the auguries to determine what are the federal implications. But essentially, I think the Henderson government and the Mills-led opposition will live or die tonight based on how they've campaigned, how the government's performed in the last 4 years, and whether the Country Liberal Party has been able to offer a credible alternative that will attract voters to put them into power after today.
OK, well, we'll find out more from you later this evening. That's the ABC's election analyst, Antony Green, live there from the Darwin Tally Room.